Cary Grant's childhood was a web of shocking secrets, but the biggest one came on his father's death. Grant was born Archibald Leach on January 18, 1905 in England. His early life was shaped by deep family turmoil. When Grant was just 9 years old, his mother suddenly disappeared from his life. At first, his father Elias claimed that she was away at a seaside resort, but after some time passed, he dropped a bombshell. Grant's mother had passed away. Young Grant was devastated, mourning what he thought was a tragic loss. Yet his father Elias seemed to recover disturbingly quickly. He moved with his young son into his mother's house, only to spend his days partying, leaving young Cary isolated and starved of affection. Fast forward to when Grant was 31 years old. Elias was on his deathbed, gravely ill when he finally confessed to his son his darkest secret. Grant's mother, Elsie, hadn't died all those years ago, and she hadn't been at any seaside resort either. In fact, she had been alive the entire time, locked up in an asylum. His father had sent her there so he could pursue another woman. Devastated, Grant immediately traveled to England to free his mother from the asylum. It took time for her to recover from years of confinement, but their bond grew deeply close. But his father's ultimate betrayal would haunt him forever, and that's just the beginning. Grant's life at his grandmother's house wasn't much better than before. His father was always absent, spending time with a new woman whom he'd married when Grant was 10. Grant's grandmother was cold, and without love or warmth from either parent, he found solace in one place: the movie theater. This was where his fascination with the stage and a screen was born. At just 14, Grant heard about an opening in the Pender troupe and seized the chance by faking his age and forging his father's signature. He learned a stilt walking, pantomime, and a stage tumbling, but his father wasn't pleased when he found out and dragged him back home. A year later, after an expulsion from a school for sneaking into the girls' bathroom, Grant rejoined the Penders and finally secured his place in the spotlight. At 16, he booked a role at New York's Hippodrome, and while the rest of his troupe returned to England, Grant decided to stay, making ends meet with odd jobs like working as a Coney Island barker, a stilt walker, and even a seat filler at parties. Some rumors claim he was also the town's highest-paid gigolo. Even when he eventually got a screen test, it didn't go well. Scouts at Fox Studios rejected him, calling him too thick-necked and bow-legged for movies. But rejection wasn't enough to deter Cary Grant. Grant's big break came unexpectedly when he ran into an old friend turned director. The director was testing his wife for a role and asked Grant to help calm her nerves by acting as her scene partner. But it was Grant, not the actress, who impressed the executives that day. Paramount Studios signed him to a contract shortly after. Then came another change. Paramount didn't think his birth name, Archibald Leach, was fit for stardom. Thus, Cary Grant was born. Despite a rough start with flops, Grant's big break came when Mae West saw him and insisted, "If he can talk, I'll take him." And the film, She'd Done Him Wrong, became Grant's big break, leading to a career of timeless success. When Mae West later reflected on meeting Cary Grant, she admitted, "He was gorgeous, tall, dark, and handsome. What more did I need to know?" For West, Grant had the allure of a classic Hollywood leading man, and she wasn't the only one captivated. Despite his success, Grant's achievements never included a Best Actor Oscar, a snub that bothered him for years. He was so disillusioned that he boycotted the ceremony for over a decade. Eventually, the Academy offered him an honorary award in 1970, but the perceived slight left its mark, fueling feuds and competitive drives throughout his life. Even with fame, charm, and success, Cary Grant was haunted by loneliness. A heart that, no matter how beloved on a screen, struggled to find true love and affection off it. But his journey to fill that void was as turbulent as it was heartbreaking. In the next video, we'll delve into his relentless search for love, a journey that led him down paths he never expected. To uncover the passion, heartbreak, and trials he faced in pursuit of love, join us for the next chapter.